Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Eliot coming to you live tonight from the city of New York, where it is a wonderful autumn night. It's been an autumn day. It's dark, it's rainy, it's dreary. It's nice. It's for the summer. I like it. I'm not a summer person. I'm not into it that much. But we're going to be here for the next hour to discuss what we see through the magical window of the tarot. I was just going through my desk and I came across this. You see that? You know what that is? Does that look like anything that you've seen before? That's what can I? There you go. I made this. I've got a date on it, June 3rd, 2008, at the new moon. What that is a ritual timing calculator. Now, this is one of the things that any of you who have been doing magic will understand, that it can be very difficult to pick the right time to work something. There's the moon, there's the planetary hours, all of that stuff. And well, you know, it's just this little device picks the best time for you. So, you know, that's the best way to do it, is that little device. And you can read more about that at magic-works.com. Just look for the page that says Ritual Timing Calculator, and you will see more of the Ritual Timing Calculator. But I use it, and I've tested it for years. Like I said, I made this one in 2008. So, you know, it's something to consider if you're doing magical work and you feel kind of stumped. Now, the thing to remember is it runs, these things run like a car. You don't have to have everything perfect in your car to get where you're going. You don't have to have everything perfect in magic to get where you're going either. But the better it is, you know, I mean, the finer tuned it is, the better it is. And this helps. This gets you much closer than many of the other methods. So I've been using that for a long time. I have small ones. I have a teeny one I can wear on my lapel, which I always end up losing. So I make another one and another. But you know, hey, there you go. It's that's magic for you. So it's you know, you'll see things like that popping up at magic-works.com. But this one here, this is really a beauty, because I tested it. And, obviously, you know, I've been using it for many years. The thing is that it's a matter of using the right energy at the right time. There, you should be able to see me a little better now. And I found that, for instance, if I wanted to do something very positive, I enter all the data that I need, and it turns out on a very positive swing of the moon and all of that. And when I want to do something, not that I would ever want to do something that's negative, but you know, hey, you know, there's a time and a place for everything. Remember, unrestricted mercy is a form of cruelty, because you can be taken advantage of, and you can allow other people to take advantage of you. You don't want to do that. So sometimes you just may want to do something that's a little bit, on the powerful side, shall we say. And when that happens, that's you want to make sure that all your ducks are in a row, astrologically speaking, in terms of the moon phase, all of that, and it's simple, especially if you have one of those. Now it comes with full set of instructions, and it's very easy to use. Now I like that, and you know, if I don't even remember what I charge for it, but if you think it's too much, let me know, and we don't have to go with that. Like I've kind of I know I sell a lot of things, but I'm not really. I'm not. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not greedy. So you know, we can work things out. This is the beauty of life, is that if I have something and you want it and you need it, you know, it's the same thing on my eBay page, which I'm very slowly filling up and replacing with the things I took off of that other place named after the long river in South America, and I don't mean the Nile. I just sold another set of the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets there, and I allow people to just make me an offer. You know, if you want to look at the price I'm asking for these things, and if you think it's too high, just send me a better offer. You know, I'm fine with that. It's called business. It's called fun. You may get something a lot less expensive than you thought. Now, for instance, like these shaving soaps that I talk about all the time, I sell them for $4.99 each, but I have them listed for a little bit more than that at eBay. But you know, like this, it's a beautiful menthol. Oh man, do I love that one! I used it today, and I was so inspired I made a new ad. But you know, I listed it a little higher than $4.99, but please offer $4.99 or less if you want, if you're interested in that. And that's be some more news coming out about that kind of stuff soon too. So that should wrap up the opening, I suppose. I mean, I missed last week's show, and that was just dumb bad luck because I have this kind of fluky medical condition that it's been with me for years now. And when it first started, I understood immediately where the mythology about voodoo dolls came from, and you know, sticking pins in voodoo dolls, because that's what this thing feels like. There will be one little spot on the body, and it'll feel like somebody is sticking a red hot pin in it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And all I can do is scream and and fill myself up with various pain-killing devices. The thing about pain and me, I'm no stranger to pain, as I'm sure you are too. But I can handle pain if it's constant. I can ignore that. It becomes background noise. I can deal with that. But when it comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes, it's brutal. And that's what happened to me just before the show last week. I'm so happy when it happens to me on a Thursday because then I dodged a bullet. But this time it hit me late Tuesday night and into Wednesday, which meant I wasn't able to be with you last week. And that was the reason. You would have seen an elderly man sitting here with his face contorted in agony, screaming. Now, if you're into that, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, if I monetize that, I could do a sort of an S&M OnlyFans thing. But I don't know. I really don't know that. Who likes pain? You know, well, there are people who like pain, but I don't know. I don't like it. I'd prefer to be without it. But there it is. What can you do? You know, what's the first thing we did when we were born? You know, we started screaming and crying, and pain is part of our existence. And magic is something that you can use to overcome that. Now, I have used magical techniques to eliminate pain. I've talked about this before. I had a surgical procedure one time, and the two doctors, they had to stick this is not as gruesome as it sounds. They had to stick a tube up my arm into my heart so that they could feed me what they call the medicine of last resort. That's cheerful, right? It's an antibiotic. I had come down one summer. I started freezing, and I asked my wife if she would kindly turn the air conditioning down, and she looked at me in horror because the air conditioning wasn't on. And I was freezing, but I did the only thing I could do. I got my butt to the ER, and I had a 103-degree fever, and they still never they don't know what it is that was wrong with me. They just know that it attacked my kidneys and it was killing me. But a doctor actually yelled at me. She said, I'm going to be doing a video shortly that I'm going to be putting up at a new web page about it's going to have some of the medical adventures in there, that's for sure. But this doctor said, you're not presenting properly, as if, you know, I'm trying to fool him with my illness. Well, I was a few weeks in the hospital, and they put me in a room where I was the only one who didn't die because I didn't want to die. And I was using mental energy to make the machinery beep in certain ways so that I could keep my mind occupied. They didn't understand that I was doing that in order to keep my mind from wandering off. Because one of the young nurses there went crazy. She just ran out screaming that she never signed up for this because she didn't want, she wanted to take care of people, and but everybody in that room died. That's why they put us there. Well, eventually they found out that it was a bacteriological thing, and they stuck this thing into my heart to distribute a very, 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 very last resort antibiotic. And they said, this is going to be really uncomfortable. It's going to really bother you. And I said, would it help you if I go to sleep? And the two women who were doctors laughed at me. They laughed. They said, we've been doing this for 15, 20 years. Nobody falls asleep while you do that. And I said, I'll do it. I'll fall asleep. Will it make your life easier if I go to sleep? And they say, yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Anything you say. And then the next thing I remember is they're waking me up and saying, how did you do that? How did you do that? We've never had anybody go to sleep. Well, of course, you can read my book. I told them on bending spoons with your mind and other miracles of mind power. Now, we don't bend spoons with our mind just because we're sadistic and we want to ruin somebody's cutlery. We do it to show how powerful the mind is. And these two doctors were just impressed beyond all belief, and they promised to call me the next day, and we were going to get together when I was out of the hospital and discuss it. But I never heard from them. And that's how these scientist people go. You show them something that they think is impossible. You do something that they claim is impossible, and they'll still tell you it's impossible even after you do it. And then they'll ignore it. There's a wonderful moment in the old radio series, Chandu the Magician, where he brings an entire attacking army to a stop and freezes them magically, and brings one person over from the army and tells him what's going on and tells him to get these people out of here. And the magician's family says, that's wonderful. They'll never bother us again. And he says, oh, don't, they will. By tomorrow morning, they'll convince themselves that this never happened. That is so true. When you do magical work, I have shown people, you can look at a video at my website at magic-works.com of me making a wheel spin and me telling you, I'm now going to make it go this way, I'm going to make it go that way. I'm just doing it only with my mind. And people have spent years trying to figure out how I faked that, which of course I didn't. I didn't fake it at all. And people will say, you can't be, what makes you think I faked it? I said, because it can't be done. I said, but I just did it. You saw it. And I'll do it in front of their faces. And they won't believe it. I can't tell you how many people I've done staggering tarot readings for that have been right on the money. And they tell me this is the most amazing experience they've ever had in their life. And they will definitely tell all their friends about it, and I never hear from them again. It's spooky to them, I suppose. But this kind of stuff is normal part of human life. This is how the mind works. The mind is far more powerful than most people know. You can find that book at my magic site for books. Mojo Brothers Publishing is at mojoacademy.org. And you can get it through the printing plant, or I'll have it up. I'll have it up on Amazon. Amazon. There, I said that word. Strike me down, right? We'll take care of that in post, right? Is that the old line? I will have it up at eBay later today, and you'll see. It's called Bending Spoons with Your Mind and Other Miracles of Mind Power, and you'll read about all kinds of interesting things. You'll read about a wonderful little machine I have that the federal government made illegal to sell, and it didn't do anything to anybody. It just was a meter that registered things. But they threatened the bejeebers out of the person who made it. But it's there's still ways to find these machines. It's a simple little machine that it gives a form of energy feedback. There, it's that's the world we're in. Anyway, let's get on to the calls. I have to shuffle up the cards, but first we'll ring a bell 3 times to declare sacred space. And maybe later I'll tell you more about my new YouTube channel that's coming along. And until then, we'll pull back the curtain on the magical window for our first caller, Michelle in Mexico Beach, Florida. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Thank you, thank you. Is there a particular topic that we need to ask questions about, or?
Yes, I want you to ask me about my great-grandfather. No, no, I'm just kidding. Whatever you want. Tell me whatever you want. By the way, at my blog,
Well, I can't decide whether to.
I do have a new
I
blog
can't
post up now
decide.
about my grandfather. So there you go. What would you like to know? Maybe we'll look at both. It'd be nice if
Well,
I
I
gave you
can't
a chance
decide
to
whether
talk.
to ask you about love or ask you about my rheumatoid arthritis.
Well, I I'm pretty hip deep in medical stuff myself, but I'm not qualified to discuss. That's sort of an autoimmune thing, isn't it? Rheumatoid arthritis?
Yes,
Mm.
I can't really take drugs anymore because I had allergic reactions, so
Oh,
it
tell
has
me
to be
about
out
it.
holistically.
Yeah, I used to make my own medications from herbs, and I didn't give it up for any particular reason other than things got really crazy in my life. But it's yeah, there's ways of dealing with these things. I used to have a nice little combination of herbs that got rid of fibromyalgia. And people say, well, you can't do that. There's no way to get rid of it. And I said, talk to the people who took this. It's gone. So I'm very sympathetic to that because so many, see, medicines, there's a lot of medicines we have that are plant-based. So you can say to somebody, well, I don't want to take like foxglove, let's say. I don't want to take that. But if you call it something else, if you call it digitalis, you know, then suddenly it's okay. What do you? I don't want to take white willow bark, but yeah, but if I call it aspirin, it's the same thing. So it's a fascinating field. But if you want to look at whatever you'd like to look at, I'll look at with you. Okay.
Okay.
So
I guess what do you see on love? I mean, it's like a job interview. I've tried to meet people on the internet. I've tried to meet people out in the public, and it's just like I don't know if men just have too many choices, or have it just I don't understand.
well, the
It's
cards I
very
have.
hard the older you get.
Yeah, tell me about it. The cards I've got here are pretty good though. The Two of Coins is here. That's about. I mean, it doesn't literally have to be money. That's about working to get something going and get something happening, which of course you said. So we know. Now the next card is very good. It's the Six of Rods. Now that is a card of success and triumph. So it seems to me that you are going to get what you want. The Nine of Swords tells me that there's going to be some sadness along the way. You may not get it right away. The Page of Swords tells me that you can master this, because it's mental activity. Sadness is a mental activity, and it's emotional, but it's mental in that sense. And you're developing a new way of looking at the world is usually what the Page of Swords represents. But the next card is along with the Six of Rods, which is success. This is the sun. That's healing and health and growth and happiness and all kinds of good stuff. So I think that as long as you're in there, you'll be okay. Oh, look at that, the High Priestess. You're a person of power. You're a person of spiritual energy. So I think things will work out well for you. I
Oh,
don't.
that's so good. Yes, I do believe I have spiritual energy.
Oh yeah, that's what the cards are showing me. Yeah, so you'll do okay, but there'll be a little another heartache or two here along and there along the road, but you'll do fine. I mean, hey, if it wasn't for that heartache, we wouldn't have country music, right? So there you.
Right.
There's a silver lining for everything, right? It's like the old joke about running a country record backwards, and by the end of it, the guy's wife is back, his truck is back, his dog is alive. Everything is fine. So that's uh, that's good stuff. But you let's see if there's anything else I can pull out here. Well, the King of Coins is here. That's oh, got the Two of Coins again. That's again. That's the card that tells me you're trying. You're trying to get something cooking. You're trying to get something going. So this tells me that between the King and the two that you're going to succeed. You'll get what you want. It may take a little more time. This is the Seven of Coins. That's a person who's waiting, and but things will come. I think you're doing well, though. I don't see any speed bumps here. I see that you've had some rough
Okay.
experiences in that department. That's the Five of Cups, where you've lost, but you haven't lost as much as you think you have, is what that card means, which is awfully rough to try to tell a person. That's like saying, the usual. If somebody has a horrible accident, that you say, well, it's a blessing in disguise. The minute they tell you it's a blessing in disguise, you know that the universe really stuck it to you, but good, because we don't want our blessings in disguise. But you're going to be
Right.
doing fine. Oh, look at the Hierophant. That's the card that when that shows up in a reading where someone asks about love, that means marriage is in the cards. So hang in there,
Huh.
okay? You're never
Okay.
out of the
Yeah, it
you're
was
never out
very,
of the
very
running.
hard. It was, huh?
Hmm? You're never out of the running as long as you're there, as long as you keep at it.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. I sure do appreciate you, honey.
Well, I appreciate your kind words. Thank you very much. And look, you're going to do well. I mean, see, I've got like here, I got the Queen of Rods. That's a confident woman who is capable and will be doing very well. So, don't let it get you too far down. But I'm not saying ignore what you feel. We need to deal with what we feel it and experience it and absorb it. But you're going to be fine. Okay? So,
Okay. And thank you so much.
my pleasure. Bye bye now. And we'll shuffle up the cards again. And you're listening to Reverend Eliot's Magical Window, which is on. I'd say sporadically still now and then. I mean, I missed so many shows last year. Remember, I got to keep remembering to tell you people this. You people out there in internet land. You go to my website magic-works.com if you're interested in a private reading without a few 100,000 or a million people listening, which I can understand. Uh, Please take a look at my reading rates because they're low, and they're even lower than that because I'm cutting them in half. Just take a look at the rates and then just cut them in half. Okay, 50 cents on the dollar. I'm doing that because I missed some. What did I only do 15 shows last year out of 52 weeks? Not good, but I have a perfectly good excuse. My doctor gave me a note. I was busy doing what they call dying, but they brought me back. Not as bad as Michael Corleone, but they brought me back into life. So I'm very happy with that. I've got a very nice group of people working on me. Couldn't be nicer, really couldn't be. And I spent a lot of time with them. That's for sure. And I do that so that I can spend time with you and everybody else, and I can have a good life because, like I said, at any given moment, I said this before, at any given moment, I'm a couple of weeks away from gone. So they're forestalling that, and how. Caitlin, Silver Spring will be next in a moment, I suppose. Gosh, I was also, aside from finding this here at my desk, I see I'm up to my elbows in tarot cards. Look at these cute little tarot cards here. This is the vending machine tarot, which was popular in the 1960s. Late 60s, early 70s, hippies would buy them in a gumball machine. And wouldn't you know, somebody has recreated these things. Let's see, what do we got here? And yes, and it was me. So I'm putting this up on my eBay page also, which I'm building and building and building because I tore the other thing down. This is a gumball machine, vending machine tarot, just like the hippies took to Woodstock. Of course, where are they now? You know, they're all like 85 years old and they're out in the street protesting again. So nothing changes. You know, you see some 95-year-old guy in a tie-dye shirt. I don't know about you, but I would kind of cross the street. Been there, done that is what I feel. But hey, each of these sets of 22 major tarot cards in the Gumball Tarot, they're the genuine reproduction of the original thing, only on much better, firmer stock, not paper. This time it's on cardboard, and I have a little chart there that you can use. So and keep that in mind. It's a nice novelty item to think about because it's always good to have tarot cards. So let's go to Laura in Alberta, Canada now. Hi, Laura. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hello.
Hi. How are you tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing well myself. Thanks for asking. What can I look at for you?
Well, let's go with what does the cards say about my future employment or income, career?
Okay. Well, the card right at the top is interesting because it's the lovers.
Okay.
And that is not a card about romance.
Oh.
And this is, I know it's portrayed that way in movies, just as the death card is, anybody who gets the death card in a movie is a goner, they're finished.
Yeah.
But that's not what that card is about either. This may be the beginning of the answer because you're going to have to make a choice. Something is going to come your way and you're going to need to make a choice. Generally, this is a card of choosing between the sacred and the profane in the broadest strokes. And or as the younger political pundits like to say, writ large, which just to me is like fingernails on a blackboard. But there's a choice approaching, and you'll do okay. I mean, this is a card here, the Nine of Coins, a person who's comfortable the way they are financially, in terms of life, in the position of life. But the Lovers is a duality because there's there's the choice. I said now the Chariot is here also. It's the same thing.
Okay.
Now that's followed by the Hanged Man. Look at this. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of these 4 cards are major cards. 2 of them are about dualities. So you're at a fork in the road in life, and the Hanged Man is telling me that you're going to very likely take the altruistic path and make a decision that where you will give up one thing in order to get another. Now, believe it or not, I've got 2 more major cards here for you. One is, as I mentioned, the Death card, which is an excellent card because I'm glad I mentioned it isn't about dying off. That means a new phase of your life is beginning. The thing about the Death card is that there's a sunrise there. One day is ending and another day is dawning in metaphorical language. It's about a new phase of your life beginning. And it's going to be a very good one because that's got this card, the Sun, healing and health and happiness and growth. So I mean, I'm seeing a lot of good things here, but, and this is not a bad but, here's another one. It's the 2 of Cups. It deals with emotions and romance, but it's a duality again. So, you're going to be called upon to make a lot of decisions. Now, I don't know if you like decisions. I don't, personally. I can do without them, When I was in business, I didn't mind making quick decisions because if you're wrong, you'll know immediately and then you just do the other thing. But in terms of life, come on, let's not do this. Now, here's another card here, the High Priestess. You're getting these wonderful cards of power. These are all major cards here, except for one so far. And of course, there she sits between a black pillar and a white pillar. There's that duality again. So there's
Uh,
something in your life that is maybe it's not out of balance, but it's harmonized and balanced, and you're going to need to shake that up a little bit, maybe, because
okay.
you're going. All these cards point to a duality in your life that you're going to need to deal with. And
Okay.
according to what I see here, you're going to deal with it fine. Don't worry about that one. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't see any hidden dangers here at all. I see that
Okay.
you're going to be okay. The world is the card of assured success, but it's, you see, balancing off the fact that these cards are telling you over and over and over again about this duality and the decision that's coming down the pike at
Hmm.
you. It's also telling you that things are going to be okay. And this is very
Okay.
important. This may be one of the most important periods of your life because all these major cards,
Wow.
there's only
Hmm.
22 in the deck, and you got a lot of them there.
Hmm.
These are
Hmm.
a couple of more cards here with cups on them. Ace of Cups, Three of Cups. That's things developing
Wow.
in terms of the affairs of the heart, and it's
Hmm.
nice. And
Okay.
the Tower struck by lightning and the Magician. Those are two dynamite cards, man. There's going to be an
Hmm.
upheaval in your life. It's going to be good, though. Things are going to change, and out with the old, in with the new. And the Magician shows that you can take power from above, spiritual power. But I know that from the High Priestess, and and you can work it here. See, you're in a great position right now. But if there's something that you've been kind of avoiding for like maybe years,
Hmm.
it's about the check is coming due. And that's where the cards are all pointing to the need to make a decision. And when that
Okay.
comes, you'll know what it is. It's nothing, what's the word I'm looking for? It's nothing disastrous, but it could be earth shaking in the best senses of
Hmm.
the word. Because
Okay.
there's a new you developing right now. I don't know if that's what you want, but
Wonderful.
that's probably,
Again. Again.
yeah, it's nice the way that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
tired of
Yeah.
I'm personally myself, I'm tired of meeting people I haven't seen in years and having them say, "What happened
Hmm.
to you? You're so different."
Oh,
Well, yes, of course I am. I mean,
I like change, so it's and always moving and
oh, not
growing.
me.
So it's no.
I'd have to be dragged kicking and screaming into this world. So I'm not big on change. I except maybe my socks, that's about it. But I don't, I don't, I like things on a nice even keel. But on the other hand, I'm willing
Hmm.
to throw everything away on a risk and see what happens. I
Hmm.
mean, my wife and I went into
Yeah.
business, and
Interesting.
our business got shut
Yeah.
down by the pandemic lockdowns, and we realized we'd been doing
Oh,
it
yeah.
20 years. Who knew?
Ah, yeah.
We
Yeah.
were running a
Yeah.
newspaper. It was
Exactly.
a lot of fun. But yeah, see, so you never know what life's going to throw at you, and it's a fun adventure. But you're at a
Absolutely.
crossroads. That's
Yeah.
the thing. These cards are saying you're at a crossroads. Now, just to reassure you, is this. This is a
Hmm.
card which is the Seven of Rods, which shows a person who's able to sweep away adversity quite easily. So you're okay. You're
Hmm.
going you've got power, and you're going to get more power. That's what this is. You're accruing power in your life, and you're going to
Oh,
be
well,
doing
it's a
very
good
well with
sign.
it. Okay?
Thank you.
Because
Okay, thank you so much.
it's an exciting looking reading. So I find it wonderful. Thanks for calling.
I will embrace it. Bye bye now.
Bye bye now. And oh, let's see. Oh, look at that. See, the light glares off that. If I could bottle that. I may try to do the show in a turban one day. We'll see how that works. I got a wonderful turban. If it's sitting right over there in a box. If the New York City mice haven't gotten to it. Tirna in New South Wales is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hello.
Hello, greetings from halfway around the world.
Yeah, I'm in Australia.
Yeah, isn't technology wonderful? It's.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
You sound like Santa Claus, kinda.
well, your voice is so loud. I can hear you all the way in New York City from Australia, right?
Yeah.
So what can I look at for you tonight?
Yeah. Just my situations. Just maybe, I don't know, whatever comes up.
We'll see what comes up. Sure, that's fine. I'll give them a shuffle, and we'll see.
Thank you.
One card is left here, so I'll look at that. Oh, that's a good one. That's good. When one card kind of jumps out of the deck, I pay attention to it. It's the star. The star is a card of hope and optimism. And
Yep.
if a person is interested in having children, that card can predict that sometimes, presage that. Because
Could that
also,
mean pregnancy?
Pardon?
Could that mean pregnancy? Sorry.
Yes, it can, but you know, that's generally up to you, right? So,
Yes.
the ten,
Yes.
but the ten. Do you want a family? Is that what? Because I'm not
I
trying to
already have
pry,
2
but
children,
okay, because the 10 of cups is here, and that's a card of a very happy family.
and I'm pregnant.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes.
I'll
I think
I'll
that's
tell
why
you,
it's coming out. Sorry.
because can you see the card, or I don't know if you're doing a video feed there, but if this
Oh no, I
is
can't see it. I just got
okay.
the call.
In the card, there's a bird in a tree, as
Yep.
overlooking a woman who's in the water, who's playing with water, you know, as all women do, right? They play with water.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the interpretation of the bird in the tree is the soul of the child waiting to be born.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's a good one. So yes, there you go. And I'm seeing
Wow.
all kinds of interesting things here for you coming your way. I'm seeing interesting developments romantically and in terms of relationships going to a new level of happiness. And I see your life is entering a new phase that you're going to really like. It's, you know, there's you're entering a whole new emotional phase too. That's the Knight of Cups, and it's going to be very good. You're well poised to have a good interesting little bit of time here, because interesting things are going to happen involving uh, affairs of the heart and family and children and romance, and it's all kinds of stuff. I don't know. If now this is a card of a person who's been feeling restricted and kind of tied up. Have you been feeling that lately? Because I don't think that's going to last.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Well, I don't think that's going to last. That's, you know, that's something that comes and goes, and I don't see any indication of it being terrible and hindering you. So it's just, you know, one of those things that happens when your life is about to change again, right? You know, I mean, I once I had an idea for a cartoon, and I don't draw very well, so I had somebody else draw it for me. But it showed a little child in a playpen, and we see the little child in the playpen, and we see the parents from the waist down standing around the playpen, and the kid is looking at him with his finger pointing up, and the little baby is saying, "From now on, things are going to be a little different around here." Yeah. So,
So do you
but
think
you've been
so
through that before.
the tree,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, the bird in the tree, so that means I should have the baby?
Uh,
I know that abortions are probably not.
well, you know, I don't really, that's nothing that I particularly want to get into, because it's none of my business in that sense. But that's what that symbolism is. It's just, you know, I'll tell you what it means, and you do what you want with it. You know what I mean? Because there's the card again. I just shuffle them up a bit, and there it is again. The bird in the tree is, it's just traditionally that's what it refers to. I also get that card for people who are not pregnant. But, you know, here's the Temperance card, which is a card of balance. If you've been feeling restricted and tied up and think your life has been out of balance, balance is going to be restored to you soon. That's what that card portends. So, you know, I don't see there's anything here to really worry about, if you know what I mean. Now, that can probably be something to worry about when somebody says there's nothing to worry about. You know? But, you know, it's like the old saying is, has anyone in the history of the world ever calmed down because somebody said calm down? right? But I'm seeing good stuff here. I'm seeing very good vibes here for you, and you're gonna do okay. You're reading here like a very good person. Here, the Page of Cups. You see, that's about the appearance of something new in terms of affairs of the heart. That could be the child. That could be the family growing more. You know, that's again these are outlines of life. This we don't have time. If I want, you know, doing a real in-depth reading could take an hour and change. So, you know, these are perforce very shallow in a sense. I'm trying to just give an
Yep.
overall sketch, but I think you're doing
Yep.
okay,
No, amazing. Thank you.
and I think you'll be
Yep.
fine. Okay, whichever way you go with this.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Bye bye now. And let's shuffle them up. We've got time for another caller, right? It's a few minutes here. Colleen in Appleton, Wisconsin is next. Hi, Colleen. You're on with Reverend Eliot.
Hi.
Hi. I've never heard of a town that sounds so wholesome as Appleton, Wisconsin. That just sounds wonderful. Is it a nice place to live?
Yeah, I've only been here since April, so it's
Oh,
nice.
okay. Well, I've been here in New York City where we live one on top of each other for my whole life. So, you know, my frame of reference is definitely different.
No, we have lots of room here.
Oh gosh, yeah. There is room, that's for sure. I mean, I had a friend. She's gone now, and it's heartbreaking. But she lived in Colorado on a mountain, and she spent time here in New York. And she started freaking out because in New York City, in Manhattan especially, you can't really see more than a few feet ahead of you because there's always a building there. Well, I
Yeah, the
lived
concrete jungle.
Yeah, I lived in an apartment in a neighborhood called Tribeca, which means the triangle below Canal Street, but everybody has to, in New York, everyone has to call something something else. And one wall of my apartment was windows, and that wall of windows overlooked the bay, the
Oh, nice.
North River, the Hudson River, the North River, the same thing, and the Statue of Liberty you could see in the distance. And I brought her up there, and she stood in front of that window for maybe 2 hours, transfixed, you know. and, and I understood. I got it because, you know, here, wherever you turn, there's a wall, you know, and it can be a very frustrating city, and that's why I don't recommend this town for many people. I've known a lot of people who came here to become successful and famous and make their mark in the world, and quite a few have done that. I've also known others who left in tears and broken. So I don't think the tourist board's going to be hiring me, but this is, but Appleton, Wisconsin, man, that just sounds lovely. So what can I look at for you
Lots of
tonight?
green space. Well, I was wondering, how close am I to meeting my life partner, or have I already met him? That kind of
Oh,
thing.
Page of Cups. Okay, that's the card that means the pages are beginnings, the appearance. You know, it's the court cards go from the knight to the queen to the king to the page, and each time it gets more and more solid, with the knight being hypothetical. This means the appearance of romance. This means it is coming. You know, that's very good. So that directly answers your question. The next card is the Eight of Rods, which means what's coming is coming in the works. It's now here. It's almost here because it's a series of rods that look like they were thrown and are about to land. The next
Okay.
card is Justice, which means you're going to be getting what it is that you haven't had but you deserve. And it's going to be good because the Nine of Cups is there. That's about a cups are affair of the heart. And the Nine of Cups is about a very sensuous existence, a person who can enjoy the finer things in life and take pleasure in those things, and trying to keep this as G-rated as I can. But, you know, there's the person on the card is blushing and smiling. So there you go. And the Temperance card is here, which means balance will be coming into your life. It's quite good. So Now, how is this going to happen? How is this going to happen for you? That is the Six of Swords. That's a card of a person who gets from where she is to where she wants to be through her own efforts. So you're working at it and you're going to succeed. And I think that you're going to do very well. These are very good cards that augur change coming soon, really, really soon, because of that. And this is the third time I've gotten this card today. It's the sun, which is health and healing and growth and happiness and all the good stuff. Life comes from the sun, remember. Everything grows because of the sun. So you're headed for a very, 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 very good time in your life. And things, if they've been unbalanced in your life, are going to be balanced. And you're going to do wonderfully, okay?
All right.
Is there anything else you want to look at
Good.
while you're here? Or is that it?
I don't know if I should look for another job or
Well,
try and stick it out where I'm at.
Well, let's see if there's any advice here. But usually when people ask me that, they know the answer, which is time to go, right? Whoop, I hit a button there. I hope I didn't. Every time I hit the wrong
I'm here.
button, good, because, I have some vision problems and I have no depth perception. So sometimes I reach for something and I get something else. And I just heard the sound of a button being pressed on the computer, which for all I know is the worldwide self-destruct button, So, oh, wow, this is the Ace of Coins. Now, wands are about career and work, but coins are also. So this is the Nine of Coins is here, which is a good one too. This is telling me there's money coming your way, a new stream of income probably, which can mean that if you stay where you are, you might be able to get a better position or in the company, or you may be able to go somewhere else. But I have to leave it at that because I'm just pretty much out of time, So, but what I'm seeing is that there's a new income stream in your future. So that looks good. Okay. That's it. I got to run, but thank you for calling. It was nice to spend even a little bit of time with you.
Thank you, Reverend.
I'll remember Appleton, Wisconsin for a long time. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
And folks, that's it. We've come to the end of another edition of Reverend Eliot's Magical Window. So keep an eye on my Twitter page, which is Rev Eliot, REVELIOT, capital R, capital E, and you'll be able to see various things that I offer and links to things at my website, which is magic-works.com, MAGICK-works.com, and my store. Check out the store because there's only a few items there now, but I'm going to be adding stuff tomorrow. It's tiny.cc/mojo-bros, BROS-store. And that's it. So until we get together next week, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to make it, unless I do something really, see if I step on a rake or something, who knows. I'm not the I'm rather on the clumsy side. Let me put it that way. So until we meet again, remember, but I like to point out, who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you become, that is your gift right back to the universe. So I'll see you again next week at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific of Moonstruck TV and the Ask One Radio Network. And until then, peace. Be well. Bye-bye.